And the other 24 libraries are connected to the university's faculties and institutes in Lund, Malmö, and Helsingborg, and provide literature and services specialized on the subjects they represent. They are situated close to the faculty and often well integrated in their faculty activities and have librarians specialized in their subjects. You can find contact information on the library's own websites. Close to 200 people are working in the network and provide high quality support to all the university students, employees, and even to the general public. If we would combine our collections, we are one of Sweden's oldest and largest university libraries. And you can find the 25 libraries on our general library website, lub.lu.se. I will show it to you in just a minute. And all libraries also have their own websites, and so do our catalogs. So there are quite a few websites you might want to visit. But we start with our general webpage in Lund University Libraries. On the starting page, you will find links to our most important catalogs, and you will find contact information and opening hours for the 25 libraries directly from the start page. And then there are also links to our list of databases, subject guides, and if you are in need of reading or writing support, the information about that. Other stuff you will find in the menu. Click here, you will come to the page with all the 25 libraries listed with pictures and addresses, and a link to their own homepage where you will find specific information about what that library offers you. And there's an opening hours link as well. Of course, you know, it's a pandemic, and during the COVID-19 pandemic, our libraries might have most of their services digitally. And it's always a good idea to visit the library's homepage and check what you can do on campus and what is offered digitally. So take an extra look at the homepage before you plan to visit the library. And besides information about the libraries, you can also find some general information about our services and systems and links to our catalogs and search portals on lub.lu.se. And now Anna will tell you more about your course literature and how to find it.
Yes, because one of the first things you really need to handle is to get access to your course literature, of course. And some of you will find your course literature as ebooks, and some of you will find it in print. And to search in the databases to find out whether it's in an ebook or a printed book, you need to be familiar to our search systems. And we will soon show you how to search in both LubSearch, which is the huge digital search portal where you search among the digital sources. And then there is the library catalog, you know, where we show all the printed books we have at Lund University, and that is called LubCat. So similar names and similar systems, but you search among different sources. Actually, it is like if you search in LubSearch, LubCat is included. So this is something to get to know a bit closer, I recommend. But first of all, you start to search where you can find your course literature. And if you find that your books are only available in print, I do recommend that you find out what library they are available at and what rules does this library have, because all the libraries have separate rules. The most common rule for course literature is 14 days and an automatic renewal. And if you're delayed with your book, it is 10 Swedish crowns for each book and each day. So this is something to remember, because we don't want your money. We want the books to be in circulation. So ask for help if you have any questions about the renewals, or if the book is soon being delayed or something. Please come with your questions instead. Contact us. You will find the contact information, as Anja showed you, on the page, or the general page for the libraries. If you find your ebooks, you will probably find a link for the ebooks, and that will be much easier, of course, than to pick it up. And in those days, it's good if you don't visit the libraries more than necessary. But of course, you need to come and pick up your books. Some of you might not have a literature list. You have instead relevant literature you need to find because you're about to write an essay or something like that. And then you need to search in the systems, in LoobSearch and in LoobCat. There might be other databases you need to access as well, of course, but I think LoobSearch will be a good start for you to try to find relevant literature. If you have problems to find the relevant literature, you can contact a subject librarian. There are subject librarians connected to all the subject libraries that you can find many times at the faculty connected to the courses you are where you have taken your courses. So contact a subject librarian. They are specialized in databases and sources within the subject, and they many times put together links in collection like subject guides. Another thing you need to get as soon as possible, that is your ELU card. And I suppose that some of you already have an ELU card. If you don't, I recommend to get it as soon as possible. And I will soon show you the link where you can find a place to get an ELU card. The ELU card is a card which you will make into a library card, which will make it possible for you to borrow books and bring books with you out from the libraries. But it's also a card that you can use to enter the different rooms at the faculty. And it's also a card which makes it possible for you to print and copy. So it's a card that is very useful for you. You can see this is a page where you can see elukortet.lu.se/en to have it in English. And here you can find out more about ELU cards. I guess that someone else has shown you this page, but I don't think you can see it too often actually. And enter this page here where to get your ELU card. You can find the different card offices at Lund University. And as you can see, it's one in my library at Faculty of Law. In the reception here, you can go and visit. It's an office in the Lund University Library, and also at the Faculty of Engineering in the Study Center. In Helsingborg, you can visit campus to have an ELU card. And in Malmö, there are two places. It's the Medical Library, the Clinical Research Center, and the Malmö Academy of Music, where you can go and get an ELU card. And go back to Anja, who can show you a little bit about the first system, the LoobCat system.
Yes, and as Anna said, LoobCat is the library catalog where you find all the printed books and journals at Lund University. So this is LoobCat. If you haven't been on the page, you should go there soon. Before you do anything, if you haven't done it already, you should register a new account. And by the way, if you open the page and it's talking Swedish, up here you can try and change language to English if you want to. So here's register new account, and there you log in with your student account login, which you should have gotten by email when you registered. And once you have logged in, you are a registered library user. Then you only have to go to any library desk in order to activate you. And the ELU card will automatically be connected and be your library card. Let's say you have done it and you already are looking for a book and you need a book about doing literature reviews. And you want to have one by an author named Chris Hart. Just copy paste. So here you see there are actually 3 editions of the book. One from 1998, one from 2009, and one from 2018. And of course, we would like to read the newest one. So we are clicking on the title. And here we'll get all information we need about the book, both about the book itself and about where to find it. And as we said before, this is the joint catalog for all the 25 libraries. So you don't have to look at any library at one and then at the other. You will get it like in one place. And there are 2 tables, and the table above contains the books that are in the library somewhere, and the table below are books that are taken out by another patron. So those you can't borrow. But if all should be taken out, there's a little button here you can click on, check for a queue for all checked out items. So you can place yourself in queue, and that will happen with especially course books, because there aren't as many books as students. I guess we have different policies. At my library, we buy 1 book per 12 students. That's why we want to have them back after 2 weeks, so everyone has the chance to borrow and read it. And I guess at most libraries, there's always 1 book that stays in the libraries at all times, a reference copy, which you can read on site when every other book is taken out. So the table of the available books. Here you have the location of the first. This one is available at the Asia Library, but as you see in the note section, this is a reference copy, so you can only read it there. There are 3 copies at the biology library, and you find it on the method shelf. I guess if you are a biology student and have visited the biology library, you maybe know where the shelf is. Otherwise, you just go to the desk and ask. And then Sandby, the library at the social sciences faculty, does have some copies as well. And one of them is also on such a reference copy you can't take out. Most books you are able to take out. There are course book reference books, as you see here, and there are some reference books of other kinds, like dictionaries and stuff. Those you can't take home, and journals you normally can't take out either. But most books you are able to borrow, and many people are shocked to hear this. You can take home as many books as you want. We have patrons with like 100 books at home. There's no limit. I will later tell you a bit about copying, printing, and scanning. If you can't take out your book you wanted to borrow, if it's only there, you're actually allowed to copy 15% or up to 15 pages of the book. Copyright law is saying that's okay, but not more. So copying, printing, scanning is also a possibility if you can't take the book out. Anna will tell you more about LoopSearch instead.
So this is the discovery tool. It's a search portal where you search among a lot of the databases which you have access to as a student or an employee at Lund University. It's not every database, you should be aware of that. So if it's a very important database, you should try to find out whether it's included or not. But there are quite a lot included in LoopSearch, so it is a good start. Starting here, it's quite easy to just fill in something that you will search for. And if I, for example, write research methodology and do a search, you can see my matches is more than 1.5 million matches. It's quite a lot. It's not that good search, probably. Where you're looking for a specific title, it might have been a better way to do this search. Where you're just looking for anything about research methodology, this is one way of trying to start. And then you can use the search filters out to the left, the green part here. You click it up and you can limit it to a lot of different options. You can have material types, you can choose subject, publication, publisher, language. You can see a lot of options to refine your search to get less matches. You see all the matches here in the middle of the screen, and there's quite a lot. If you want to read it, for example, if you find this first one interesting and you'd like to read it, you can easily click on the read now. I won't do that because it will open in a new page, but clicking here, it will take you to the ebook. Sometimes the ebook could be available in a lot of databases, and then you will have more than one option in here. But clicking on Read Now will always bring you to the first in line, in the first ebook option here. And you can also find the information in the library catalog. I don't know why to enter there for the moment, but Read Now is to get the ebook. Doing this search, I've been searching in a lot of the fields that are describing the content in Loop Search. If you'd like to do a full text search, if you don't receive as many matches as I just did, then you can enter, for example, the advanced search. In the advanced search, you can choose which field you prefer to search in. If you don't choose a field, you search in all the fields except of the first one, the all text. You search in author, title, subject terms. You see journal title, abstract, and different numbers. But if you'd like to search in the full text, you mark all text and you will do a new search. And if we had 1.5 million matches before, doing it now, you have more than 7 million matches. So sometimes it's better to use the field search, I expect. There are more options with Loop Search. It's not only to search like this, but it is also the entrance to 2 other searches. Up in the green field here in the top, you can find e-publications. If you're looking for a specific title, as I was doing right now, the research methodology, the aims, practices, and ethics of science, I can choose e-publications and I can start to write it here. Spell it right, otherwise we don't get any options. And you can see it shows the first title that we just saw. And here comes the entrance for the book again in another search entrance. The third one I would like to show you is the databases A to Z, which you find next to ePublications. And it's to check out if a database you're interested in is available at Lund University. So you can write here, for example, Sage Research Methods. Might be a database you'd be familiar to before. And if I search here, you can find out that this database is visible through Loop Search. If it was like at law faculty, for example, we have Westlaw and it's not included in Loop Search, it wouldn't have had this mark telling you Loop Search here, but you would still find the information next to it, the yellow mark telling you that it's only available for students and employees, and you would find more information about the database under the I symbol that you find here. So this is a way to find out whether a database is available or not, or how you can use Loop Search to do your searches. As you can see, a lot of the databases are only available for the students and the employees, which means that you need to use your student account to have access to the content in the database. Yes, and this was a little bit about Loop Search, and we'll go further on to copy and printing.
There is more information about the copying, printing, and scanning at Lund University, which I before told you is possible at almost all libraries at the lub.lu.se, the general page for all libraries for the whole network. You need, in order to copy and print, you need to connect money to your student account in some way. You can do that either by connecting your Visa card or your MasterCard to the account, and in that case, what you are copying or printing is drawn from your account the first of the month. Or you can buy a prepaid voucher and put that money in the account as well, if you don't have a card or if you don't want to share your card details. The card thing is working as any other online card payment, so it is not complicated at all. And you're only paying for what you're doing. Scanning is, of course, free of charge. There's more information about copying, printing, and scanning at the lub.lu.se page. There's a link to the Papercut pages. Papercut is the system behind it. There you will find guides and how to do. A lot of the library, or some of our library homepages also have guides about how to print and copy and scan at their premises. And there's also some information about the legal side of it, how much you are allowed to copy and stuff like that, down on the side. Yes. And the last thing we wanted to mention is the wireless network. And there are 2 wireless networks actually, but we recommend you use the Eduroam network, and it works in all library premises. And you access it by using your student account login. So you maybe already have realized you need to know your student account login by heart, because it's you use it in so many different situations. So just learn it by heart. It's important. Yes. So, and Eduroam is a quite smart little thing. It's a global university network. So if you have access to one of the Eduroam networks at one of the university who has it, you will automatically get access to other Eduroam networks in other places. So if you go abroad, you will have access via your Lund University login. That's quite smart.